Do you ever feel like you want to get involved in like-minded ministries near you, but don't know where to start? Or you search the internet for a place to volunteer or donate, and it comes up with shady organizations? That's why we launched the Cleveland Ministry Collective, your trusted network for ministry and events in Northeast Ohio. Find out more and join the collective today at clevelandministrycollective.org. That's clevelandministrycollective.org.
This is the Third Place Podcast. I'm Brian Dolan, and next to me, wearing her Chicago sweatshirt, ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Cuevas.
Home is your first place, work is your second place, and this is your third place, where the Christian community gathers.
And joining us for the episode today, he is sort of a relative now of the podcast.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Blake Kauffman. Welcome, Blake.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Now, your aunt has been a guest on the show, Lisa Wise.
Yes.
So if she's your aunt and her donkey named Donkey is... So you're cousins with the donkey in some respects.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how that works.
Yeah.
As long as he's not my superior in some way.
No.
Yeah.
I think you guys are like level first cousins.
Yes.
You know, it's like when those people have an uncle that's like younger than them.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That always like really freaks me out. Or like you have a cousin that's like 15 years younger than you and they're like an infant. Yeah.
Yeah, I drive a school bus is one of the things I do. I do a lot of different things right now. And there's this girl I drop off, and every day somebody's waiting for her, but seems like it's always somebody different. And I was talking to her, I was like, oh, is that your grandma?
Oh no, Brian. Just let her tell you who it is. Don't ask.
She goes, no, that's my mom. Oh
my gosh.
Because there's a younger looking person.
Probably her sister.
That's in the morning. That's her cousin.
Oh.
Ooh.
Sometimes her actual grandma, which I should have known better, picks her up later, but...
Her actual grandma, what is she, like 102 or something?
Well, I mean, it's one of those where Sarah and I can relate to this now because I have, my oldest daughter is 20 and my youngest child is 11. And so I probably look like a grandpa to the 11-year-old's friends.
Yeah,
parents.
if like they're the oldest, the 11-year-old is their oldest child.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I drop off some kids and I'm like, I don't know if that person should be your guardian. They are like
they allowed to cross the
16. Gosh. So, and Blake, I have to ask this. It's probably rude, but how old are you?
20.
20. Fantastic.
Yeah.
How old do you think Lauren is? Pop quiz.
Not
Don't say
not
anything.
answering.
No, he's smarter
Not
than you
answering.
and not just guessing age.
No, you have to answer that, please. She won't be offended. I
No,
promise.
I'm not easily offended.
34.
Oh, nice. I'm 32. Well, about to be 33, so see, look that.
But she's giving out mom vibes, so it's a little older.
Obviously. Yeah.
Something happens to the young girls when they're...
Well, when you start taking a child to school every day, yeah.
You start saying things
a
like,
lot.
it's getting late, or put your coat on, you're going to catch a cold. Have you started saying
You can't go
that?
outside with wet hair. What's that about? Is that real? It can't be real, right?
I don't know. I definitely don't do it. My hair used to freeze like when I would leave
Really?
for class in the morning. Yeah. When it was cold out, my hair would freeze. Like it literally would get stuck straight up in the air because it was like, -2 and I was going to class.
Wow.
I
can't be
I would
real.
walk into class and I was like, oh, I put hairspray in. And I was like, I don't
No.
use hairspray. And my hair was like stuck up, frozen.
Yeah, I had a friend who, her husband was a very smart person, is a very smart person, has like multiple degrees,
Okay.
is a supervisor in places, like at his work. And he legitimately thought if you went outside with wet hair, you'd catch a cold. And that's not how science works.
Well,
Like, I'm not a scientist, but I paid attention in
That's how
class.
superstition works.
Yes, that's exactly how superstition works.
my dad would make us, he would blow dry our hair because he wouldn't let us leave the house with wet hair.
Like, and your dad's a pastor.
Yeah, I know.
He understands deep theological concepts.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going,
But-
viruses are
In
not
the wind.
and they love wet.
Part of the Nazarene vow.
They just attach themselves to wet hair, the viruses.
I don't understand like where that even comes
I
from.
don't know.
Now someone's gonna write to us.
You didn't know about that? Of course it works that way.
I don't. It shouldn't if it does.
I know.
That's not how viruses work.
I don't think so.
You don't have any hair though, so you wouldn't know.
Yeah, I know. I don't
Be
have
if
to
you
worry
woke
won't
up in the
about
catch
morning
a
with wet
cold.
beard. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can't go outside with your wet beard.
Will I catch a face cold then?
Yeah.
No, you know what? Viruses only
Head
come in
cold.
through the top of your head.
Maybe that's why they're called head colds. Hey, look at this. We've
We've
solved
solved
it.
it. There's so many. Like, what's another old wives' tale? Isn't there? Moms are full of those. Put a coat. Well, the coat, you'll catch a cold. I mean, you got to wear a coat.
Yeah. I mean, there's the swimming. Like, you can't go swimming after you eat.
30 minutes.
yeah.
Or like
30
die,
minutes.
basically.
I mean, 31 minutes, you're fine. 29 minutes,
You're dead.
you're probably
You're actually
gonna
going to die.
die. What's that about?
I don't know.
Will you stop your children from swimming
I don't
if
think
it hasn't
so.
been 30 minutes?
I don't know if you can.
I know. They're just going to do
That's
it.
how we were. We have a pond in my house, and
That's
you're
where
not.
we're gonna
You're
go.
just not stopping kids from
No.
jumping in the pond. It's not happening.
Now,
No.
did you ever eat within 30 minutes of jumping in that pond?
Yes. Yeah.
You're-
I did
and-
backflips. Like,
Maybe it's just like the activity, like, oh, you just ate, you don't want to go run around, you're going to throw up. I don't know.
yeah. I
mean-
think that's what it is because I've seen kids hurl after like jumping in.
Oh,
Well,
gosh.
yeah.
And kids don't care about that. It's more like for old people, like if I get up and walk too fast after
I
I've
can't
eaten,
stand up too fast.
can't spend too much time bending over, I get heartburn after I eat right away. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, yeah. I just ate breakfast this morning. I got heartburn. They didn't do anything. I was still just standing there.
What did you have?
Eggs and bacon.
That's a bit, wow. Did you make that?
Yeah.
What happened to cereal or like toast? It's much
It
easier.
doesn't keep you full for very long. Cereal.
That's why
goes
they
right
invented
out.
snacks. I mean, I don't.
I
Are you?
guess.
You're whipping up a big breakfast every day.
No, just Thursdays and Fridays when I'm not going into my office.
Oh, okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's a protein smoothie.
Okay.
Again, keeps you full.
Well played. Do you
I'm
make
not,
it just
I'm
for
not trying
yourself?
to be bothered
or,
with snacks. Do I make breakfast for myself?
or no? I mean,
No,
you
I
make
have
it
two
just
small
for
children.
yourself.
We have to make breakfast for them.
What about Eddie? Does he get bacon and eggs?
He makes his own breakfast, yeah.
You can't put a couple
No.
extra eggs in there for your husband?
First of all, he doesn't eat, he only eats
How
egg whites.
rude.
He eats egg whites, not full eggs.
You just have one.
Oh no.
I know.
Why does he do
He's-
that?
I don't know.
I diet too, but not like that.
He has high cholesterol, he says.
Oh, okay.
So that apparently helps. I don't know. I guess taking out the yolk helps. I don't know. But so he does egg whites and turkey bacon. I'm doing full eggs and full bacon.
So you have fun when you wake up. He
Yes,
doesn't.
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And you must only have one pan then, so you have to take turns making eggs.
No, here's what happens. He wakes up with, we all wake up at the same time, but he takes the kids downstairs and does breakfast while I get ready.
Okay.
And then I come down, make my breakfast, and take the kids to school.
Okay. Now, when I was a kid, my mom would pour my cereal for me every morning. Why are you laughing? My mom loves me.
Because it's not like you were 5, it's like you were like 15.
And she packed my lunch for me every day through senior year.
My mom was the same way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's moms and
Did
sons.
she pour your cereal?
Oh yeah. If I didn't eat breakfast in high school, I just
Oh, you just
no.
leave.
I just left.
Yeah.
But like if there was breakfast, yeah, she was probably gonna make it, or if I asked her to, or whatever my lunch was gonna be.
And she made
Like-
your lunch
Yeah.
through senior year.
Yep.
Good lunch? Mm-hmm. Like I had
Good lunch.
no. There's
Yeah.
there's bad lunch. There's good lunch. I had a candy bar, like a nice dessert in
Wow.
every lunch.
Dessert.
Right?
Yeah. That's it right there.
She's giggling. She has 2 boys. You
I would
watch.
sometimes have like 2
I'll wait.
bags of like stuff because I went to
2
Malone
whole
early my
lunches.
senior year, so I had to take lunch with me because I was like 4 classes in one day, 2 days a week.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like eating constantly. So I would wake up in the morning and my mom would have all my stuff, and I would have to leave at 8:15 to get to class on time, and drive 25 minutes to Malone. 2 bags for me, one with warm stuff, one with cold stuff.
Oh, I love that.
There's something about moms and sons. Like
They got to eat.
I got home late from work yesterday. It's like after 7 o'clock. I'm starving. My son comes. I get out of the shower. He knocks on the door. Hello, this is my 11-year-old. I'm like, what's up?
He loves to eat.
Will you make me a quesadilla? He's Napoleon Dynamite.
I
apparently.
was gonna say, when did he turn into Napoleon Dynamite?
And I was like, dude, I haven't even eaten yet. We have so much food in the fridge. Just go make something
I'm
for
literally
yourself.
getting out of the shower. Can you give me a second?
So,
Dad responds, "Go make cereal."
Yeah, exactly.
so
dad
he
response.
leaves. I make my dinner, which was again just reheating leftovers. It's
Sure.
not hard.
Yeah, but Teddy doesn't like leftovers.
He needs to get with the program. I eat my dinner. His mom gets home. I come out to say hello. She's making quesadillas. And I go,
Yeah.
what's happening here? She goes, oh, Teddy texted me and asked me to make quesadillas.
Texted her. He didn't even wait until she was home.
He left me and texted his mom, of course and she hadn't had dinner yet. Of course I'll make you quesadillas. Moms and sons, what is this?
Would she do that for one of your daughters?
I mean, I don't know. They never did that.
Yeah.
They never asked for it. Would she do it? I don't know. But if one of my girls was like, Daddy, well, maybe not. I don't know.
If Sophia talked to you like that, you would do it.
Probably. My oldest daughter's starting to figure it out. I had to kind of teach them though. When my parents would be in town,
Yeah.
my dad would be there, and the girls, I'd nudge them. I go, when are you going to use your granddaughter powers? What is this about?
Ask him to do stuff for you.
What? Don't you want to go get a slushie or something? Go talk to your grandpa. Give him a kiss. It'll be great. And then they,
Yeah.
Grandpa.
It'll be great.
Sit next to him. I love you. Can we go get a slushie?
Oh, totally.
Oh, and it's slushy time.
Oh,
right
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah. When I learned how to spell ice cream, it was over. Like,
Yes.
like
Like
my
passing notes.
grandparents would spell it in front of me, thinking I was too stupid to figure out what they were saying, but they wanted me to figure it out. And I realized if I acted like I struggled to spell the word, we would just go get it
Yeah,
anyways.
let's just go. He's trying so
There were a
hard.
couple times where, like,
Well
in
played.
succession, I would be like, "Are we going to go get ICE?" I had it memorized. I was practicing in the car on the way there. I was just faking,
Well
like I knew.
played.
Yeah, I'm like,
oh, he's trying. Let's go.
8 years old. I don't know how old I am at the time, but I knew I was getting ice cream because I could spell it. Because that's how they did it when they were in front of me. Is they would
So
just spell it
good.
out.
Well, we have a mutual friend who, I don't know if we're going to name her or not, but she puts toothpaste on her boys'
Oh yeah, Jamie
toothbrushes.
Buxton. Yeah. Oh, she does. She'll admit that.
Oh,
Yes.
Every morning, toothbrush out, toothpaste on it, waiting for the boy.
I didn't get pampered. I got pampered. I didn't get pampered
Not like
that
that.
much.
Yeah, like,
I was oldest child.
What were
too.
our
I didn't
moms
get pampered
doing?
that much.
Oh, our moms were like lazy.
They're not putting.
Why did I have to put my own toothpaste on?
She does say they wouldn't brush their teeth if she didn't do that.
Is that true though?
I don't know.
When you hit a certain age as a boy, you don't want bad breath. I mean, little boys, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like middle
they
school, you
stink.
start to value the shower.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
There's like a point where all suddenly it's like, look at my kids showered without asking. Oh, girls are a thing now.
And
You
they
don't want to
stink.
smell by them. Aha, very good. Do you put toothbrush? Well, your boys are little.
Yeah, they're 5 and 2. I'm still putting toothpaste on there. Otherwise, it would be like everywhere.
Are you going to spoil your boys?
Probably not.
This is recorded.
Yeah, it is. It'll be deleted.
You're not going to make their lunch every day? Put a little note in it. Mommy loves you.
Probably not. I started out with the notes this year and then I stopped. I was like, this is too much.
You put a note in there?
Yeah, maybe for like 2 months, and then I was like, I'm tired of this. So
I'm
not
out of
sure.
ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
ChatGPT, can you give me note ideas
Note
for my
ideas.
boys' lunch?
Especially
do
when they
that.
can't read very well. You
Yeah,
gotta
exactly.
be like,
What's the point?
I
doesn't care?
heart you.
Exactly.
Put in the parameters less than 4 letters in every word.
Right. He has to be able to read it.
Lauren, we're going to revisit this topic
Okay, we'll come back to it.
in a couple of years, and we're going to bring Trey in here and be like, yeah, my mom, she like carries me out of my bed into the bathroom. I just have to open my mouth. She brushes my teeth for me. He wouldn't do it if I didn't do it for him.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Blake Kauffman, you are a student at Malone.
Yeah.
What year are you?
Tough question. I'm in my second year on campus, but I graduate next year. But I'm a senior by credits.
So you did the post-secondary. What's it called in Ohio? I'm gonna forget.
It's CCP Plus, College Credit Plus.
College Credit
Yeah, I think
Plus.
post-secondary is what they call it in Michigan.
In Minnesota, too.
Minnesota? Yeah. It's a couple states.
Yeah, my wife did that. So she started college 2 years after me, and we graduated the same year.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, it also took me 5 years. Well, 4.5.
Exactly.
Well, 5. I had the second longest degree at the university.
Whoa.
I did.
someone
Don't
did-
look at me like that. What am I lying?
What does that mean?
Like the
It take- the
total
track is
number
the
of
longest?
credits.
Wow.
No, total number of credits. The second largest number
I
of
get
credits in the whole university.
Okay. What was the largest?
Music education.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that one was the most. What's your degree?
Majoring in pastoral ministries and then a minor in Bible and theology.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, of course, Malone is a Christian university.
Yes. Evangelical Friends specifically.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know a ton about that denomination. Do you? Evangelical Friends.
Yeah. Friends denomination is, I'm probably not the person to explain it. I didn't grow up Friends. It's huge in the Midwest. It's like super Midwesty.
Oh.
It sounds very
denomination.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. Started by, I think the guy's name is George Fox. And it started actually as house churches. And they would meet like basically daily. And then eventually it's formed into an entire denomination, but they're out of the Quaker movement. So they're
Right,
pacifists.
right.
So they
Oh,
developed
okay.
out of that. Yeah. Yeah. So, but there's a lot of really interesting Friends theology. Not super Wesleyan. A lot of people try to throw it in Wesleyan category. It's really not. But it does agree with some Wesleyan theology. So, but like if you see a church, you're going to see it now. Like I thought it was a dumb name growing up of churches like Jackson Friends or First Friends. I was like, that's
it's a whole denomination.
Stupid church name. And come to find out the Friends part is a denomination. And so normally the churches are just like Friends and then wherever it's located. So like where Lisa works at Mount Union with Crew, like everybody goes to Alliance Friends. Because it's in Alliance.
Oh, interesting, because it sounds like Christian Missionary Alliance.
And I had never heard of Christian Missionary Alliance until I moved here.
I had not either, and I'd never heard of Friends Church.
Look at this.
It makes me think of Michael W. Smith whenever I hear
Friends
it.
a friend forever.
Is that what you guys do every Sunday? And friends of friends.
Maybe that's their like school song.
I have no idea. I don't even know if I've ever. My only
never
experience
heard
in a
Michael
Friends church is a basketball league. Like, yeah.
You guys all sway and hold hands. Friends
Yes.
of friends.
Like the Who's.
Oh, we meet in the middle and we did like a little Bible study. And if you memorize verses, you got free throws.
Is that for real?
I'm so for real.
Cute.
At
I
Malone?
love that.
No. This was at a Friends basketball league I played in growing up.
Oh.
Because I wasn't good enough to make the school team. I grew up going to Jackson, and I was not good enough to make the school team. So I played in Jackson Friends basketball league. And if we like memorized enough verses, we would get like free throws.
That's cute.
So
It's also like, for someone who doesn't know about the denomination, for you to say, I was in a Friends basketball league. You're like, oh, what a nice friend. He had a whole league by himself.
Right. Started the whole thing. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, goodness. I don't
Yeah.
know that we had that in Minnesota growing up.
No, I've never heard
And
of
they're really known for like their sports ministry programs. Like Friends do a lot of sportsmen programs.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like they have gymnasiums in their churches, and they
Yeah,
like
a
have
lot of
league.
them. Most of them have churches, or not churches. Most of them, yes, they all have churches. Most of them have like gyms in them, like
cool.
which is really like, you know, I felt like that was a normal thing growing up, but like every French church I've been inside of has a gym. That to my knowledge.
That's fun though. I went to a Lutheran church in Minneapolis that had a gym in it. That's fun.
Yeah,
You
all
can
my
do stuff
churches-
in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all my churches did.
Really? What were you? You're Baptist or something, aren't you?
Yeah, we switched when I was like in middle school, high school, but
What kind of Baptist are you? Were you?
Southern.
Oh. Are you okay?
I'm all right.
Remember how you guys were founded? Remember that story? You want to talk about that?
It's okay. I didn't.
You know
that
about
was
that?
not my choice.
They're
I was a
like,
child.
come on, we should be able to send slaves as missionaries. Or slave owners, sorry. Slave owners.
Yes.
Come on.
yes.
And the guy's like, no, fine, we'll form our own
Brian,
denomination.
Brian has a huge.
We're the South version.
Brian has a huge chip on his shoulder for the SBC, just in general.
I feel like they're always rude and mean to people. Not
That's
always,
good.
but
That's good to know. Yeah, those jokes are permitted.
well, when your whole denomination is founded based on
wanna start
like,
making fun
let
of
us send
Lutherans.
slave owners overseas, let us please. You just kind of go, come on, guys.
I'm gonna start making fun of Lutherans.
Well, there's a lot to make fun
There's
of.
a lot.
There's
yeah,
plenty.
yeah. There's plenty.
We have
of
Martin
jokes
right
there
here.
in the bag.
Here's Martin. He's with us.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
about to send a letter to a school system or something.
well,
He'll
where
draw
I
some bad things on buildings.
he doesn't draw on buildings, he pins them up to buildings.
No, he drew bad stuff on
I
buildings.
could see Martin Luther committing
Wittenberg.
like graffiti, but like really, really awful, like
Yeah, he
vulgar
did
graffiti.
anti-Semitic graffiti on churches in Wittenberg.
He did?
He
Yes.
did. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I guess I'm not entirely surprised by that. He had a real
he was like very anti-Semitic.
anti-Semitic streak at the
Yes.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I took a Holocaust course in my undergrad, and I remember one of the classes, the professor walked in and just put out a piece of paper on our desks, each one of us, and it was Martin Luther's On the Jews.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's horrible. It's horrible. But there's lots of
We all have
Lutherans
our
in
things.
Minnesota because we're all Scandinavian there. It's weird. There's no Scandinavians here.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
one of
I'm
my
the only
closest
one.
friends from Minnesota is Scandinavian.
Of course.
Yeah.
What's his last name? Peterson, Johnson,
Curtis.
Anderson. Oh, okay. Well,
Military family. So mom's from Minnesota, and then they moved around a bunch, and then they came back to Minnesota. I'm pretty sure. If you watch this, I might be very, very wrong.
We'll fact check him.
and your mom's from Georgia.
Nope.
Originally, yes, from Georgia.
No, she is not.
Alabama.
Correct.
Alabama's
Those
even
are the
more
same.
south.
They're the
They're
same.
the same.
Yeah, is there a difference? No.
They're the same.
My
Rural
mom's
Georgia.
from Alabama. My dad's from Memphis, Tennessee.
Wow, there's
Does
a
that
country
make her
song
like a
about
Bama
that.
football fan?
Yes. Yeah. My grandpa is massive Bama
Oh.
guy. Like memorabilia all around his house.
So you guys love that country. Have you heard that country song, Tennessee Orange?
No.
It's this girl who calls home to be like, there's something wrong. I need to tell you, Dad's going to be so mad. She's from Georgia, but she met a boy from Tennessee,
for
and
the
she's
Vols.
wearing Tennessee Orange for him.
Oh, I think I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up. It's a really sad song. Like,
Oh, it's
she's
really
worried about her
sad.
dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her
I
dad's
think he's
going to
be
her.
okay.
I guess in the South it matters.
It does, actually.
It matters up here too.
It does matter. Michigan, Ohio, come on.
I love Jesus. I'm not worried about sports. That's such a dumb thing to say,
No, it
but
is.
I say it every time. So you started a ministry at Malone, in a sense, right, as a student?
Yeah, sort of, not really. So my ministry was started void of Malone mainly because everything that's on Malone's campus has to get completely approved by campus.
Sure.
Yeah, a lot of red tape there.
And so, yeah, not because I didn't want to work with them, but I already knew I was going to work on campus next year being the celebration speaker. So I'm a speaker on campus at a ministry that already exists there.
Celebration speaker, what does that mean?
Yeah. So the ministry is called Celebration. It was started by students 30 years ago, and then it kept going, and now it's what's called an SFO credit, Spiritual Formation Credit or Opportunity, and we have to get 15 of those every semester. So basically, you go to some sort of social gathering 1 day per week. It adds up to 15 credits. Celebration's one of those things, and it's the only completely student-led one on campus, and it's the only one that has student speakers, of which I'm one of 2 on the whole campus.
Oh, just one of 2. So you're preaching.
Yeah. So I actually
wow.
preached tonight. Yeah.
Ooh.
What's our topic?
Talking about the parable of the tenants and justice. So I have a big justice bone.
We actually did an interview with a professor on your campus that his...
Yeah, Bryson Davis.
I love Bryson.
Oh my gosh, I'm like,
Bryson is
I'm a huge
awesome.
fangirl for Bryson Davis.
Yeah, what was his specialty again? It's...
Sociology,
Well, no, but his
Oh.
area of expertise is in something justice.
restorative justice.
Restorative justice.
Yes, he does all the criminal restorative justice stuff on campus. That's all him. He's amazing.
Yeah, we did a long interview with him because we're working on a podcast series. We have been for years now.
It'll be 3 years and 2 months.
That has to do with somewhat with restorative justice. So
Yes, yeah, that'll be awesome then because Bryson has many, many, many good things to say. So
I'm gonna go listen to it again now.
yeah, you're a
So good,
fangirl.
yeah.
It's kind of awkward. But the ministry, it's sort of it's not at Malone. It's not an official
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But it's called R7. Is that right?
yes, R7. Yep.
Tell me about that.
So my dad in the kitchen was like, "You should call this thing R7," and so I did. Originally, it was going to be like Revelation 7:9 something.
Oh.
Because I was like, yeah, the church is every nation, every tribe, every tongue. So I was like, I have to include that. And I wanted to do a conference. Like I was just like, I'm going to do a conference. Like that's what the Lord told me. I was talking with some friends, birthed this idea, and my dad was like, you should call it R7. And so I did. And then we made shirts. So then it became official. There's no going back after that point.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. when
Which I
there's
couldn't
shirts,
find
so-
one of my shirts this morning. I went in my closet. I was like, how do I not have, I know I have this here. And you're at college and like your clothes just start to slowly
Yes,
disappear.
people take them. They come into your room and take your clothes.
I have a friend who comes in and steals my hair clay and my cologne all the time. I'll leave my room, I'll come back in. It just smells like me, but I didn't
But you
spray
weren't
it.
there.
Yeah. And I'll be like, I'll just yell,
Yeah.
Grant! Like,
Yeah.
and then he'll be like, sorry! And then just leave.
Yep.
Did that happen to you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like all of our rooms were
It's
just open.
ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
an open closet. Just go
Wow.
find
Yeah.
whatever you
Our
want.
hall's like super close. I also go to a small university though, so it's very, very communal, like on our floor. All of our doors are always open. Everyone's allowed in everyone's room. all
I
the
never
time.
locked my door.
Should
No.
I be worried that I had like loser stuff that nobody wanted? It never happened to me.
Well, I think first of all, you went to a much larger university,
Yeah.
and so I don't think like dorm life was quite the same.
No. Like my friend at Ohio State, it's not that way at all. I
Okay.
tell him like, you know, like we'll all hang out all the time or like go get Chipotle together. He's like, I'm not friends with like any of the guys on my
Yeah.
floor.
Well, okay. I was suddenly self-conscious that I'm like,
No.
well, I mean, I
No.
am. I mean,
Because we're like close friends with everyone on our floor.
Right.
Like we hang out all the time. We sit in the lounge and we watch like millions of movies and stuff
Yeah.
together. Like
My two best friends are from
basically a frat.
were from my floor. That's how I met them.
wow.
Yeah.
Now, if you're watching movies together, side note, since your university is a pacifist university, do you watch that Andrew Garfield World War II movie all the time? The one where he was a pacifist?
Oh, Hacksaw Ridge. We actually did watch that. Of
course you did.
Yeah.
Because he was a pacifist and a hero.
Well, we were trying to go through like all like really, really good movies for a while. It wasn't just like we're gonna watch like funny stuff. And that was one of the movies we ended up watching because one of our friends was like, "Oh, I haven't seen it." We were like, "Dude, this movie's like really, really good." Which I was glad that they are all in the mindset of like, let's not just watch Step Brothers 8 times.
Yeah.
I enjoy like my favorite movie ever is Hot Rod with Andy Samberg.
Oh yeah, I love
Phenomenal
that
movie. I can quote it from start to finish. But like, I don't just watch comedy movies. I need like Inception's my favorite movie ever.
It's a good movie.
Like Hot Rod comedy best ever. Inception best like serious movie ever.
I'm just feeling old. Never even heard of that one.
You've never heard of either of those movies?
Inception's like
Inception.
2008.
I know Inception.
Okay.
I know Inception.
Hot Rod's also not new.
No, it's not. It's like when Andy Samberg was like in his early 20s.
It's like when SNL had no money.
So I watched Tommy Boy and Billy Madison and
Tommy
stuff
Boy's
like that.
amazing.
Come
Billy
on.
Madison's amazing.
I think it was an era when I must have had small children
Yeah,
or something
probably.
when that came out. When did Hot Rod
Rod?
come out?
Probably similar time.
Yeah,
Like-
it's got to be like 09,
Yeah,
10,
that's what I was thinking.
11, somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's when I had like 3 children, 3 babies. So
Hold on.
Yeah. But my dad was a movie nut growing up, so I just watched all
2007.
the movies that he...
Wait,
that was
how-
the year before.
And I just kind of a wave came over me. You're 20 and my daughter's 20. So I was
Yeah.
like, how old's your dad? Don't tell me. Your dad's probably like younger than me. How old is he? Tell me.
46.
Oh, he's the same age as you.
Why are you enjoying that so
nice.
much? That's nice.
That's nice. Oh, you're about to be 47.
Well, my
calm
dad...
down.
In March, my dad will be 47. So...
Dang, you're older than him.
Or, wait, is he already 47? He might already be 47. And I could
better
be
be.
very wrong.
He probably
I never
is.
know
I
how
think
old
he's
my
turning
parents are.
47.
I don't have one
Well,
clue.
my parents are 4 years apart, but my mom just... Actually, I'm not going to say how old my mom
Yeah,
just
that's a
turned.
good idea.
But my
She's
mom
probably
just
like
turned
25.
certain age that they can do the math on that would make my dad 4 years apart when he turns 47 in March.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I never know how old my dad is.
No,
Not
there's
a clue.
something about
I just
that.
have to do the math on my mom to figure it out.
That's a good idea.
My wife had her birthday as her passcode on her phone for a while.
Sure.
And the kids would be like, Mom, give me your phone. And they'd be like, what's the passcode? My birthday. Nobody ever knew it. So for her own like well-being,
Sad.
she changed it to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or something.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they didn't know. She had my birthday wrong for a long time. The day off.
She had it like on the 26th or something
Yep.
like that. Yeah.
And so it's when I regularly now say things only women can do or say.
Forget
every
your
day.
birthday.
She'd be like, "Oh, that looks horrible," and I'd be like, "Oh, "Things only women can say." Thanks.
Like her outfit or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could never say that to her.
That's right.
Nope.
Nope. Take notes, dude. I'm telling you.
Eddie says that kind of stuff to me all the time.
The only man who can say stuff is Eddie.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
He would
how you
literally tell me,
arrange
he'd be
that.
like, that looks weird.
"Yeah."
Or are you going to wear those shoes?
You know my story about the makeup deal.
No.
I think you do. So, just cautionary tale. Are you? You don't have to answer this. Are you dating anybody right now?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, if it were getting serious, you get engaged at some point, maybe.
Oh, yeah. I remember
So,
now.
my wife went out for like a test run on the makeup. Do girls do that?
For their wedding. You haven't said that yet.
Yeah, for the wedding.
makeup. Yeah.
And so she went to like the makeup counter, and they did something. I don't know.
Those don't exist anymore, really. Makeup counters.
I've never been to one.
Yeah, it's okay.
And so she went for like a test run, and they did her all up. She didn't usually put much makeup on. She comes to the door. I open the door, and she's like, "Huh?" And I don't know what to do. What do you do?
You say, that looks nice. You look great.
Well, I'm a Christian.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. With this. So what did you say?
I said, "Oh, that's different."
So bad.
Did you think before you said that, or it
No,
just
he
popped
didn't.
out?
No, I think I was like, I can't
do I
say I
say?
don't like it. I can't say I like it.
Because you didn't like it?
Because lying's the
It
same.
was a lot of makeup. It was a lot. It was a lot of makeup. And so I didn't realize at first how mad she was until later on when cabinet
Well,
doors
you can see
started
how mad she
slamming
was
shut.
through all the makeup.
That's true, yeah. Wow. Special thanks to our sponsor, Edgewater Investment Group. David Safransky and his team are your go-to source for planning your financial future. Looking to eliminate debt? Maybe you want to start investing? Perhaps you want to know if you're ready to retire? talk to our friends at Edgewater Investment Group. For more information, head over to edgewaterig.com. That's edgewaterig.com. And don't forget to check out David Safransky's brand new book, The Sin of Retirement. It's available today on Amazon.
There was a time when people gathered in the town square, sharing life, stories, and what truly mattered. Stained Glass Media envisions a revitalized spiritual town square, where stories are told with passion and vibrancy, and where hope has the power to change lives. We hope you're enjoying this Stained Glass Media production. To discover more stories of life change, visit stainedglass-media.com. That's stainedglass-media.com.
Anyway, screeching back.
Yes.
R7.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like super Bible theology nerd. Like I consumed more podcast minutes last year than I did music. Like Bema podcast, Bible Project podcast. I just love learning. And so I was like, I'm like in this world of like Gen Z Christianity, super hype, like, you know, pictures and lights. And I don't think that stuff's bad, but I'm also like, how do I combine like this world I love of worship and exciting, like old church is just boring. And so like I grew up hating hymns because I thought I like hymns now, the more I like church history. But like I grew up thinking that's so boring. And so I got really into this like Christian influencer world and like super connected in that. I was like, how do I get that? And then my like passion and like this small amount of friends I have for really good theology and orthodoxy and you know, confessional practices, Eucharist, all these things. How do I like mesh them and actually get kids my age to care about it and like it?
Oh, interesting.
And so, because I was tired of being like, well, I either have awesome worship and I feel like I'm connecting with the Lord, but I have no theology or bad theology, or I can't sing this song because I don't actually agree with what its message is. Or do I just convert to like Catholicism? And I was like, I'm not doing that. And just for like multitude of reasons, but I was like, how do I get these passions of mine to mesh? And so the conference was basically an attempt to be like, how do we teach almost like a biblical narrative? Like one day we're just going to teach an overarching kingdom narrative over one whole day. And we did it. My friend Olivia Porubsky, she's a world traveling evangelist. Like, I don't know how many places I can say that she's worked without getting her in trouble, but like, she's been all over the world, working with different churches, traveling all the time. Like that's what she does. And of course she travels with the Assemblies of God missionary program because it's just massive and it's connected everywhere. My dad, because my dad's ridiculously smart, and then Jason Lance, who was a local church pastor. And I had one of them talk about what does the world look like in terms of the kingdom in the broad scheme of things. My dad talk about the theology behind justice and kingdom work and how we go about this and why do we use kingdom language and why does the language we use around the Bible matter? Why does knowing our prophets matter, right? And talked a lot about Amos 5 and like your worship sucks because you're not actually obeying what I told you to obey, right? You're treating immigrants and the people residing in your land really poorly. And so he taught a lot of that. And then Jason Lance taught about how does the church work with God to do what we've been talking about today. And so we kind of did that. And then people were like, I really like this. And so then we were like, well, I'm not just going to wait another year to do a conference. And so we started doing worship nights and we called them Throne Room. Keeping with kingdom language. And I love using kingdom language as I talk about theology. It just makes sense to me because that's the way that Jesus talked, right? And so the language continued. We started to use the phrase edifying and unifying all to the slaughtered lamb, because that's what we wanted to do, is we wanted to take all of our friends and all of our people and bring them all together and stop being mad about like, well, they don't do this and they don't do this and they don't do this and blah blah blah, and it's not fun and exciting. But also we wanted to actually teach people something, not just like more self-help sermons. We wanted substance because everyone else is doing that. Everybody else is doing self-help sermons, and so why would we inhabit a space that already exists in the area? And then we started to do these throne room events, and they took off. I mean, we literally would just have a worship team set up on the floor, 2 spotlights, and we would just worship for an hour and a half. We'd take communion together. We would do communal confession together. And it was beautiful. We'd practice silence, which like getting my generation to practice silence amidst all like the loud stuff you see them do, the amount of text messages I would get from people, dude, like I have been struggling to hear the voice of the Lord, and I thought that like I needed more worship service and whatever. And then I sat in silence at your thing, and it just like blew my mind, and now it's a regular practice. And I'm like, that's because the system you're growing up in is teaching you that those things aren't important, and that's not where the Holy Spirit is. And so as like I started to do this more, the phrase I continued to hear was, why have I never been taught this? Why have I never been taught this? Why didn't I know this? Why didn't my pastor teach me this? And the hard answer is because they don't know, and because they don't care to learn and know. And so that's the space that we started to inhabit, was teaching. And we've since even moved from those event-based to now we do a Bible study every other week, because that's what they want. They want the learning now. They want the community. And it's literally like basically a mini house church now. It's gone from like a conference to like event-based ministry really doesn't have any longevity. It doesn't have any lasting change, to like we meet, I think, 10 to 15 of us at my house every other week, and we hang out for 4 hours. Bible study, eat, play Mafia. There's not a better night, right? At all. But it's just amazing to continue to like teach through the scriptures, and for me to be at a place where I've been studying for probably 2.5 years now, like nonstop. I'm just an avid learner. To be in a place where I'm like, yeah, I think I can teach like 1 or 2 Bible passages really well, and just teach those things extremely well, and have people be like, oh my gosh, why did I not know this before? Or, oh, this makes so much sense. Or, oh, this adds purpose to my life. Or like Genesis 1 is bigger than just like the science retelling of the Bible. It's actually really cool, and I can grasp it. I don't have to be a scholar to grasp this. And so, yeah, R7 slowly transformed, but it's been exactly what it was meant to be from the beginning. Introducing my generation to the idea that they don't know everything. Not everything they do is right. But that there's actually joy in learning theology and worshiping God properly through it.
Well, and it sounds like you've also brought in some spiritual disciplines in there.
Yes.
I mean, practicing silence is not a Protestant idea.
No. It's actually very Friendsy. So like Friends University, the Friends University that I go to, we have one professor who's actually like in the Friends denomination. 2 of them are brethren. One of them, I don't know if he's denominational at all. And so he like will have class periods. He's the ministry guy. He'll have class periods where we just sit in silence. Like we'll come in, he'll hand us a card, and we'll just sit in silence for an hour and 15 minutes. Right. Or like it'll like the card will say like leave whenever you want. But it was very like I enjoyed and learned young to practice silence and solitude, because I sat outside one time on the back patio with my dad. He just sat in silence, and I started crying because I'm 15 years old and I don't know what silence is like. And since then, silence became part of my life. But as I grew up, actually through friends at Malone, I was like, oh, silence is like actually really awesome. And like this is where I actually hear the voice of the Lord clearest. Like worshiping in big communal settings is awesome. I can feel his presence communally. I love community. But when I sit in silence, there's a clarity that happens that I don't normally get. And I'm forced to sit with whatever I'm doing, right? Like it's really easy for me to ignore if there's communal sin I'm ignoring, if there's personal sin I'm ignoring, if there's things going on in the world that I'm just ignoring and I'm drowning out with noise. So yeah, the practices became really big because people were actually like clinging to them. They're like, I love this and I'm coming back for this. And I was like, okay, that means we need to keep doing it then.
Yeah, and you know, I had the experience a number of years ago. I was going through a difficult time, and a mentor of mine set me on a silent retreat. Essentially, I went to it was basically a retreat center. The Protestants don't have those, so it was a Jesuit retreat center.
Yeah,
and it had beautiful spots to go and sit in silence and reflect. There were some chapels. I was all alone. Nobody talked to me. In fact, somebody tried to talk to me, and someone who worked there was like, no, he's on a silent retreat. Don't talk to him. And I was worried it was going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so bored. No, it was incredible. And I think what I've seen is perhaps my parents' generation, there was this very steep like Protestant Catholic divide that developed in America.
Yeah.
My mom said that in her neighborhood, that it would be like kids go, ha ha, you're Catholic, you're going to hell, ha ha. And then, oh, you're Lutheran, you're going to hell, ha ha. And so I think Protestants reacted so dramatically against Roman Catholicism that they rejected liturgy as a whole. So you ended up with, I remember
that's exactly right.
I had a family member who went to a church that literally you'd show up, it was in a little theater. It was worship, skit, sermon, bye. No liturgy of any sort. So it sounds to me like you're trying to take, but modern worship, right? It's you're not singing hymns.
We do some, like we would start every
But
worship
like a
with
modern
the doxology. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. But that's almost liturgical.
Yes.
I would argue, not
Yes.
worship necessarily.
Yeah.
So
Which is why, yeah.
But you're combining not just liturgy and modern worship. You're adding spiritual disciplines. It's very unique. I'm not certain I've heard of anybody doing that in a modern sense. But you're saying it's appealing to Gen Z at this moment.
It is.
Why?
It's new, right? So like I say this all the time. Well, first off, I get very frustrated when people talk about Gen Z ministry and they don't talk to people who are that age. Because I hear pastors do it all the time. The Bible sales are up. And I'm like, why don't you ask a Gen Z person what they actually think about Christianity? Because it's actually not that great. We like doing one thing for a long period of time. And I realized it really early on. Like, we love just doing one big discipline or two disciplines for a really, really long time. And so when I was like, why don't we just scrap a sermon and just worship and start to add disciplines? Because they already like worship. So what if we just treat the disciplines and sort of like introduce them into something they already like, which is long worship sets? Because everything around me is 3 worship songs, a sermon. Now an altar call is becoming much more standard, into another like 3 songs of worship, into baptisms, right? And that's like, I used to work a lot with Marcus McFarling, R7 Ministries. He's in the area. And, I'm really good friends with Gabe Bogue, who's at Prodigal Young Adults. And, but they're all structured very similarly versus like, R7's event-based. Prodigal Young Adults is on a weekly basis, but the actual structure of the time spent together is very, very similar. And I was like, so who died and was like, so because that guy did this way, the rest of us are just going to do the exact same thing.
It's a very Protestant church structure.
Yes, and
where
we
the
say,
sermon is the pinnacle of the thing.
Right.
Yes, and part of what forced me to make worship the pinnacle of our service was my professor said to me, I asked him, I said, in what ways do Protestants and evangelicals like me worship the Bible? He's my theology professor. He's incredible. I said, like, in what ways do we actually worship the Bible and treat it as God? And he said, well, the pinnacle of our service isn't actually about God. It's about the Bible.
That's correct.
And I was like, okay, so it needs to be the warm up. And so that's what we made it, is we did the sermon at the beginning, and then we would do some sort of response time. So it's not necessarily an altar call. It could be like, before you're allowed to join in singing the doxology, you have to confess to people around you something related to what I just preached, right? So if I preach the parable of the Good Samaritan, maybe a way that you've been judging someone, you have to confess in groups. And we'll start off like in the doxology, and everybody's just weeping and crying, and I'm like,
it's a beautiful piece, the doxology.
yes, oh my goodness, I am obsessed with doxology, and I sing it every time before I preach in a room by myself. I don't know how to play piano, but I just know the 4 chords to that.
I miss it.
Like,
I went to a church that did it regularly. It's just so beautiful.
I went to Upper Room, like in Dallas, Texas, massive church, sang the doxology, and just sang it for like 15 minutes. And I still go back and watch that service. Like, obviously it's different because I was attending there. I'd been there with some friends who work at the church. But there was a sense of like, this is what the church has sang for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And I get to be a part of that. Instead of like, did you hear this song that just dropped? It's really awesome and has really awful theology in it. Let's sing it because it sounds cool. And it
kind of like
pulls
a
on my
love song
heartstrings.
to your girlfriend, but you just put Jesus in there.
Yes.
Now, I've always loved Roman Catholic service structure. The pinnacle is the Eucharist. It's not there's a little homily where you're like, that's it? 5 minutes? There's a little message, but the whole idea is to center everything around the sacrifice of Christ.
Yes.
And there's a lot of Protestant churches that don't even take communion on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And so you're tapping on something I'm not certain that I'm super familiar with.
Yeah.
and you're playing with service structure that there's no mandate in Scripture about how it's supposed to go. You're right to ask that question, and it sounds like it's working. Just good luck getting boomers and Xers to change how a service is done. Good luck.
Yeah, that's been the biggest thing is like, so our structure for a while was, we would either do silence or the sermon first, whichever way it fit. So we would start off with some sort of like, sermon causes you to reflect, right? That's why people like the altar call after. Sermon causes you to reflect. So we were like, let's save the worship as like the pinnacle, and we'll take communion right before we worship. So there's a sense of like, I'm being purified before I worship, right? Which is very similar to Old Testament. Like, you purify the sacrifice before it's burned on the altar, right, which is our worship. And we say that in circles, but then the first thing we do is worship when you've still got stuff you got to deal with, or that the preacher needs to call out of you or whatever. And so our structure would be silence, sermon, and then like the reflection or communion, whichever one we were doing, into worship, and then from worship we would exit, and there would be food on the way out. That way there was a sense of community.
I like the food part.
Yeah, always food. Food's a great part. But it was really difficult we didn't do any chairs. So obviously it's really difficult to have people over the age of 30 be like, oh, I'm going to stand the whole time, or I'm going to sit on the floor or whatever. And we were like, if you feel the need to pull down a chair, pull down a chair. But they didn't feel like they could join in on what was happening. And I was like, well, how do I get this to, because this is good. This isn't just like Gen Z trendy because no one's doing this. So it's not just like they're not joining in on what's happening. How do I get them to enjoy and partake in what's happening? And what I started to see was the more we would include not trendy songs, but songs that everyone knew, and the more we would start to include like hymns and more liturgy, the only gap we were really missing was like 30 to 50, which was like, right, super, like, how do I get them in there? Like, because I'm not going to talk about like, I'm not going to just stand up and say like abortion's terrible, because otherwise I could get plenty of 30 to 50-year-olds in there, right? So like there's more, sometimes there's more pressing matters to talk about than just that. It's like, how do I get them in here? And the solution was just to let my dad handle that. And once I let my dad handle that bit and start to get the word out, and his people got him in there, like he started to connect with them and got them in there. It was no longer like it was all on me, the 20-year-old, to get every generation in, but it started to become this communal, like, I'm inviting you into what is happening here. Because I don't think you can be the church unless you're cross-cultural. Like, I really, really struggle with, like, I always worship with kids my age, and everyone at my church is all the same age. Like, if it's not cross-generational, if it's not cross-cultural, it doesn't actually look like the full picture of the church. And I understand if you live in, like, a very, like, mono-ethnic, generational area. But, like, if you're attending a church with 1,000 people and they all look exactly the same, there's a problem. Because it means your church only fits one demographic. And so for me, I was like, I'm not okay with being a one demographic ministry. Even if it means we shrink in size because the populace doesn't like us, I would rather be cross-cultural, multi-ethnic, multi-generational. And now we're like unigenerational in the sense that it's all people my age at these Bible studies. So it's definitely been a change from that, because I don't like seeing that, but also I don't feel I have it right to teach somebody who's 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, right? So
what would get you there, Brian, as a 46-year-old? I know you think a little bit differently than
does it start early so I can get to bed?
I mean, we started at 6.
No, I mean, I'm weird to start with.
You think differently than a lot of people, than your generation.
But I have a longing for more liturgical approach to worship. Mm-hmm. I don't like all the trendy songs necessarily.
We're very picky with the theology and all the songs we sing.
You actually had me at confession.
Yeah.
Confession is something where in a liturgical service you do it, but it's more reflective.
Right.
Asking one to confess to one another,
yes,
you're going to make a lot of people in that demographic leave quickly.
Difficult.
Because they don't need to confess. Mm-hmm. They're fine. It's all those people out there that are the sinners. I'm really doing pretty good. Yeah. I mean,
I've been a Christian 1,000 years. I don't sin.
Yeah.
Right.
And actually what you have, I think, is a real solid biblical recipe for growing followers of Christ who can actually be reflective of the kingdom in our culture. Mm-hmm. And I think that's key. So what would it take to get me there? I don't know. I'd have to be at the right time and
Oh my God.
close by my house. But no, it's appealing to me. It's interesting. And I think it could really catch on.
I really hope that it does. I mean, I would do church structure the same way. The hardest thing is like, and no one talks about this, they're like, we need to be the early church, which I already don't like that statement. But how do you plan to do everything the early church did and you meet for 1 hour a week?
Yeah.
And they're like, well,
They like lived together. They were in community together always.
and like the solution is like, we're going to start discipleship groups and we're going to divvy up all of our church people into these discipleship groups. So now they spend 2 hours a week. And no, 1 hour every other week. And we're going to fit all church practices into those basically hour and a half if you average it out. Every church practice into an hour and a half. We're going to pick and choose. And I'm in a place where I'm like, I don't want to pick and choose. I want to be the church. I want to be the full church. I want to do all of it. And I don't think there's any reason to hold any of it back.
You got to go care for people. You got to go give people food and money and sacrifice yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and you know, I think when people talk about we need to be like the first century church or the early church, I would hope that part of what they're saying is how do you exist in a hostile culture?
Interesting.
Because that's really what happened in the early church is
Yeah.
that they had to be relatively secretive. They had to live totally differently, and they did live totally differently in a way that was really appealing to the culture around them.
In a way that got it named for them.
Yeah.
None of them claimed to be Christians or people of the way. They just got called that.
Right, by others.
Yeah.
Because it was such an attractive way to live. People couldn't understand it. It was this is
so
amazing. I want to be
unbelievably
part of
different.
this. And it spread like wildfire. But we have a whole segment of our populace. I don't know what to call them. I'm not going to put people in saved and unsaved, but a whole bunch of people who are just pining for power and influence and the good old days.
I'm talking about that tonight with the parable of the tenants.
But
Yeah.
it's absolutely true. When the reality is, it was a while back, but Andy Crouch wrote about this in his old book, Culture Making. The idea that the way you truly change culture is through culture, not politics.
Yes.
And how do you change
Yeah.
through culture? It's you live differently within a culture. And you influence through who you are and who you exude, which should be Christ.
Yes.
And I think that's why what you're describing is going to find success. I don't know what it's going to look like in our country long term, but there's far too many people who are just, like you say, screaming about abortion and trying to gain political power. Not to say that abortion's good. It's not. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, your generation would say, well, yeah, of course it's bad. Let's talk about something else now. We all agree on that.
Yes. Yeah. And it's the same stuff all the time. And they don't realize that they don't like the same stuff all the time until they hear someone say something new. And then they ask the question, why isn't this person talking about this? And like, I get that question in the Bible study. Why did I never learn this? Like I taught basic Trinity. And then I said, God created us with a Trinitarian relationship in mind. Me, this person, and God. And I taught it, and I just showed him the triangle, and there's kind of like an aha moment watching the shape. And so 3 people just looked at me and said, why have I never learned this in church? And I have to respond and say, because your pastor doesn't know, because he thinks either you're too dumb to know or he's too dumb to know and teach you. And like, that's not how I phrased it at the time because I didn't want to sound mean to whoever their pastor was. But like, when my generation learns something new, they get excited about it and they want to go do it, which is why I think they would be such an amazing catalyst to go do stuff. But they don't want to listen to generations older than them. They want to listen to like people who wear swag, right?
I'm out.
They do. Like they just, if you wear Jordans and you preach and you have a backwards hat on and lots of tattoos, you're awesome. Like, I mean, it's just what it is. I got a tattoo thinking it would hurt me in preaching, and it's actually helped. Right? Like it's because for some reason it's attractive and it's like against the traditional religious grain. But like, it's just so weird watching my generation yearn for like knowledge, but then not be given it and just become fine being given like anxiety and depression sermons all the time and political sermons.
Well, and there's a third category, I would say, which is the intense expository preaching, which would be, I'm going to take one verse, and I'm going to break it down. We're going to talk about the Hebrew and the Greek, and we're going to break it down so much. This is more like a college course. than
It's teaching.
than a way
Yes.
to apply the scriptures to my everyday life and
Yes.
understand who God is.
Yes.
Which is what you're talking about. You're giving people knowledge to understand God better and themselves better, as opposed to how to transliterate Hebrew. I just made up a word. I don't
No, that's a real word.
like. I don't.
Transliterating Hebrew is a
I
real
don't
thing.
care about that. Like, it's cool that you know that, but how is that going to help me look more
Right.
like Jesus today?
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah, yeah. Your congregation needs to know theology. Like from a pastoral perspective, there's a great book called The Pastor Theologian, Resurrecting an Ancient Vision. It's by Wilson and Highstand. I don't know their first names. I had to read it for a class. But he basically talks about like your congregation will only know as much theology as what your pastor knows, because your pastor can only teach what they know. The goal isn't to make your congregation a bunch of scholars. The goal is to teach them theology that changes how they view God, view the world, etc.
Correct.
And so I've learned, like, I'm a Bible nerd. I can stand up front and preach an entire sermon and not actually come to a final conclusion, because I just like watching people's light bulbs go off. And so if I can blow your mind with some sort of fact or something, but I won't actually apply it. And so I've had to learn how to become preachy, because if I don't become preachy and I don't apply it to your life, you're going to continue to like that guy who doesn't know what he's talking about, because he's actually preaching to you and he's trying to change your life. I wasn't, when I first started preaching, trying to change people's lives. I was just trying to teach them because I thought what I was learning was so awesome and cool. And so I've had to learn, like, how do I take my theology, and I know what I know. They don't necessarily need to know this, even though I think it's super cool, but they do need to know this because it's going to change how they view the world. Right. And so the Bible study is kind of where I get to flex my, like, here's Hebrew, Greek, blah, blah, blah muscles a little bit, because it's not so much about life change. But when I'm preaching a sermon, I'm like, this is the one shot I get during your entire week to tell you something about why you need to do this, you need to change this, you need to practice this, whatever that one thing is. And so I better make good use of my scholarship, my theology, and whatever to do so. And if I don't, I've failed.
So now my next question feels really old man.
Okay.
Do you guys have like a website, or like how can people find you if they want to learn more?
Instagram.
Instagram?
We have a TikTok page. It's like got 3 posts on it from like a year ago. But Instagram, R7 Ministries, you'll find it. It'll pop up. It'll literally just be like a white and black like R7 logo. And you'll see all our stuff on there. We'll post the Bible studies on our stories for people to come and show up. We don't want to like reach over capacity, but we also don't want to tell like 20 people they're not allowed to come. So
I feel like Lauren's husband Eddie would love this stuff.
Probably.
Yeah. Are you going to go to the church now?
am I swag enough to teach him?
Yes, he
Okay.
wears Jordans himself, so
Hey,
he
yeah.
gets a new pair like every week.
One of
And
the
I was that
he's
way
so
for a
annoying
while.
Like that.
one of the first things I did to help him in his new house was build a shelf for his
shoes?
shoes.
He has a si- he
I have
has
a
a
shoe
side
shelf at
job.
home.
He has a side job with our old boss, and he
Is that just his shoe job?
yes, he'll like always get new
Rude.
pairs, and he's like, our old boss, his new company is Malama Media. He goes, "This is my Malama money." I'm like, okay, with your shoes.
What happened to blessing your wife?
Yeah, just shoes.
How about getting his wife a computer? You could do that with the cost of some Jordans.
So, dude, Jordan
Edward.
prices are like,
They're like crazy.
they're down. They
Really?
They're down.
Are people not getting them?
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's
Too
an
many of
economy thing. I don't know if it's because they're not made in America, but the resale prices on sneakers are down like hundreds of dollars.
Interesting.
So like, for example, a couple years ago, Jordan 1 Mochas were like a big deal. Like, and they were like $550 to $750 depending on what size you wanted.
Goodness sakes.
I just bought mine for I think $200.
oh my gosh!
Yeah. Size
And just a
13.
couple of years later.
Just a couple years
Yeah.
later. Like, sneaker prices are ridiculously low. And I don't know if it's like an economy thing or whatever, or if people just don't have money to spend, but I've been following sneakers since middle school. I've never seen prices this low, ever. And I don't know if it's universal.
I
but-
have at the
don't
discount
even
shoe
start.
place at
Don't even
Eastwood
start.
Mall.
He buys his
Don't-
shoes at
okay.
Menards.
Yeah.
He buys his shoes at Menards.
Payless doesn't
he
seem to
has-
have those.
And this
Oh,
is
you're
why
not
you
wearing
can't
them.
preach to my generation.
He has
you don't have any
slip-on Skechers. He has slip-on Skechers is what he wears.
Yeah, they were on sale.
So he
I
doesn't
don't
have to
to
bend
tie
over
'em.
and tie his shoes. That's what he has.
I'm also his dad's age, so
Yeah.
Oh, my dad's like, I don't need style at all. Like,
That's right.
yeah, he's just.
I'm a dad.
Yeah, he's just.
I don't
he
care
wears
anymore.
dad fits. He wears like to like games. He wears like a Tesla hat, a Tesla hoodie, and then like
I don't even know what that means.
Adidas track pants.
I just wear whatever. Kohl's. I don't know.
I said
Tesla's like the school that my siblings go to. So
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
I was talking. I'm like, I don't know anything about sneakers. I just see them come into my house all the time, and my husband, I said something about pandas, and he goes, "They're so played out," and I was like, "Oh my god, okay."
Oh,
So
dude,
sorry.
as soon as I saw the pandas for the first time, one person on school, I was like, everybody's gonna wear those.
Yep.
It's gonna be like the Air Force Ones all over again, and I was right. And they're terrible quality. The leather's not even real leather.
I've never even thought about what you're talking about.
Sorry.
It's
I don't know
okay.
much. I just see the shoes,
They're functional for
and
me.
he'll walk like this so he doesn't crease them.
See, I don't do that. Like, I'm not a.
is.
I
I
should go
did
step
learn how
on
to
his
walk
shoes.
differently in high school in order to
not
not
crease
crease my
them.
shoes.
Yeah.
So like, I walk more leaned back now
See,
naturally.
people-
but it fixes my posture. It fixes my posture.
People listening and watching were so impressed, and then they heard that, and they go, "Kids these days walking funny to keep the creases out of their shoes."
And you know what? That's
these
why
days.
the 30 to 50 year olds won't show up to my ministry because they're mad about the way
About
I walk
shoes.
in my shoes.
I'll be too embarrassed in all the clothes I have.
Well, that's your problem. They don't care. Just wear whatever you want.
No, I need to have the
No, you don't.
swag. Is that what you said? The fit?
Well,
I got to have a
you can't be
fit.
their preacher. You already have the glasses and the beard. Just like, you know.
Yeah, glasses and beard, man. Like,
You've got
just put a-
glasses,
put a
beard,
hat on.
tattoos,
Just-
come on.
If you wear like a cringy, like, have you seen like the Kingdom hat, but like the word Kingdom is upside down?
Yes.
Like the snapbacks. Just throw one of those on because you already have the glasses,
You have
so
the
you're already
beard, you have
performative
tattoos.
glasses.
Like
You have tattoos. Yeah, dude.
when you said hat, I was tracking with you, and then everything you said after that, I was out.
I'll give you one of Eddie's hats. We'll try it on. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Just wear like a baggy tee and jeans.
I don't think I have baggy t-shirts.
And you have those nice Nikes. You can wear those.
Yeah,
Though
I
he
guess.
wears them only for special events.
Yeah. She enjoy. Okay. All right. I'm getting old. I need a break.
Oh my gosh.
Blake Kauffman, R7. Check it out on Instagram.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed our conversation with you. Mm-hmm. Thank you for stopping by the Third Place Podcast.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
And you can learn more about us. We're not your stop for
We do have
sneakers.
a website.
Do we sell sneakers or hats?
Well, maybe
No?
we could. Stainedglass-media.com. You'll find this podcast and our other podcast projects there. Stainedglass-media.com.
That does it for today's episode of the Third Place Podcast. Hey, before you go, don't forget, this episode was made possible through our brand new nonprofit, the Cleveland Ministry Collective. If you want to support our efforts to connect and uplift Northeast Ohio ministries, would you consider a tax-deductible donation? We could really use your help launching our new ministry. Give today at clevelandministrycollective.org. That's clevelandministrycollective.org. Talk to you next time.